Hi, I'm Julianne Neal, and I'm so excited to be speaking with somebody very special today here at the EQUUS Film and Arts Fest on our virtual platform. Krystal Kelly is the author of a series called Equestrian Adventuresses, and she's living the life that I think so many of us would love to live. And so, Krystal, welcome to our little short web chat. I'm so glad to speak with you today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I know you've submitted several of the series to the festival this year, and so we'll just talk about the series in general. What started you with this path? What prompted you to write the first one and sort of get the ball rolling?
So I have been traveling abroad with horses for the past 10 years. And, through the Equestrian Adventuresses, like we have a podcast and we have a YouTube and we have our website. And I was getting lots of articles for our website from, various women, their awesome adventures that they were having on horseback. And I was like, you know what? We need to make a book because a little tiny blog post it's just not enough. Like I need more. So that's kind of what sparked the idea for the books. And yeah, so every chapter is sort of a different story submitted by a different woman from around the world. I think we have women submitting stories. They're from Poland, they're from Germany, they're from the UK. I mean, they're from everywhere. So it's been a lot of fun putting together the series.
I can imagine. What's been the most rewarding part of it? Is there one story that stands out in particular, or it's just they're all great?
That's a really hard question. Obviously, I do have some. I think the great thing about the book is because every story is different and it takes place in a different country, a different culture, and you're really transported there. And I think for me, one of the greatest things is I got to sort of have the adventure without getting hailed on. You know what I mean? I got to experience it without the suffering that they were kind of going through. But I've also had these kind of adventures, with my horse where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I here? And so it's kind of nice, for that moment when I'm reading this story and I'm like, okay, it's not just me then. Like there are other crazy equestrian horse lovers out there doing awesome adventures like me. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stories. Gosh, if I have to pick some of my favorites, so there was a couple. They're actually riding from Mongolia to Germany, for example, and they share some of their adventures, like how they met and became a couple, and they encountered like wolves in Georgia and like all kinds of crazy things. And every page, I'm just like, oh my god, like is this actually happening? But yeah, that was definitely a nice one.
That
Um,
was fantastic.
yeah, quite a few others as well. So
Well, I mean, when I read, 400-mile journey across Ireland or Saddle
that
Point,
was me. Yeah.
Australia, yeah, I'm like, how much of this is her really doing, and how much of them are stories? So, what's the
They're
next?
all true stories. Yeah, they're all
Okay,
true stories.
okay,
And so every series, like I said, they feature different, every chapter is a different person.
hmm
Um, so yeah, they're all true stories. And it is definitely like some of them, you're like, whoa.
wow, that's amazing. So, what's the next one on the agenda? Do you have one like ready to start?
So we just launched book 4 of the series, so I haven't submitted that for the film festival. So book 4 is Have Breeches Will Travel, and that one has a few more of my personal stories. So I worked in Romania. I accidentally got a job in Romania a long time ago, and I do mean accidentally. So I share that story. I also got banned from the country of Romania, so I share that as well. And then I traveled to Greenland, which if you're attending a film festival, you might see our Adventuresses in Greenland
hmm hmm
film. And so I kind of share a little bit of the behind the scenes story of what it was like being in Greenland and some of the personal stories that we heard from the people that we were meeting in Greenland, which was quite fun. So yeah, there's kind of a bunch of different stories in the new book. So yeah, now I have to recover from launching that book, I think.
I can imagine. Well, is there anything else? We're on a short time frame today, but is there anything else real quick that you want people to know about before we leave?
I think the best thing about this series is these women are not like super rich. They're not like superheroes. They're not different from like normal people. They're just like normal ladies who love horses. And they're like, you know what? What would it be like if I just rode off into the horizon? So I think it's really humbling to see that it is actually possible. You can actually go and do these fun adventures. And there's, because it's a variety of women. So, for example, there's a woman who she had never ridden a horse until she was in her 50s. And she went to Bhutan and she came with me on this trip to Bhutan. It was actually my mom. And she's